All right, welcome everyone. This particular video is entitled Probability Trees and Tables, so we're just going to jump right in and begin. All right, let me move this off to the side so it's out of our way. And so here's our first scenario. And I know that a lot of these you could probably figure out on your own, but we're going to do it this way anyway. So you come to an intersection while driving your car. There are three different ways to go. You also know that after any of these three paths, there's another fork in the road that diverges three ways again. Okay, so how many total paths are there? So a way to do this is to draw what's called a tree diagram. You guys have seen these previously. A tree diagram illustrates all the possible paths with lines that diverge into many paths. So now you could either do this horizontally or vertically. It's totally up to you. I think a lot of it really just depends on how much room you have. So I think I'm going to do mine vertically. So I'm driving down the road, okay, and then there are three paths to go, okay. Okay, now from each of these paths, there's a fork in the road, okay, that diverges into three more paths, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now keep in mind, I'm not grading on artistic ability, but there's your example of a tree diagram. So from here, you could figure out how many total paths are there just by counting the bottommost branches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And whoops, sorry, I was on the paper. So therefore you have 9. Guys, this actually develops into what we call the fundamental counting principle, where you take the number of paths at the bottom times the number of branches, and that's how you get that. Because if you've seen that, you saw if we did 3 times 9, sorry, you would have gotten 3 times 3, I'm sorry, you would get 9. Fighting off a cold, sorry about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go to the next one. So now here, think about this. We did this activity, playing rock, paper, scissors with a friend. To imagine what it would look like, you could use a tree diagram. So this would be where I'd like you to draw one and see what you come up with. Now keeping in mind there's two of you, and so when you both play, you can, you either both get rock, you both get paper, you both get scissors, or one of you gets rock and paper. And so you want to come up with how many choices you have. Okay? That one I'd like you to do on your own. Okay? So going to the next slide, okay, what's the probability of the outcome if a die rolls 2 and a coin gets heads? Now, you know a die has 6 sides and a coin has 2. So I think I'm going to go vertically again just because of the amount of room I have. And so what I did is I started with D, which is my die, and I know that it has 6 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's throw another one in here, 6. Now, keep in mind, I'm not grading on artistic ability. So when I roll it, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I'm sure yours will look better. Some of you are very artistic. Now, from each one, now once you roll the die, you have to toss a coin. And the coin, you're going to get heads or tails. So from each one of these, you're going to go out 2. Heads, tails. Heads, tails. Heads, tails. Heads, tails. Heads, tails. Heads and tails. Okay? So, what's the probability that you roll a 2 and get heads? It's 1 out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay? So, I look to see which one is the 2, and then the only choices for the 2, there's only 2. One of them's heads, one of them's tails, and I want heads. So, 1 out of 12 is how you get that. Okay? Like I said, most of this you can figure out, so hopefully this will seem a little easier for you. Okay, now, here's another example, okay? Burger from Five Guys. You could literally sit and figure up how many possible choices you have. So from your burger, you're going to get either a wheat bun or a white bun. So white and wheat. And then from there, you can only choose one garnish. And there are 4 choices: onion, tomato, lettuce, and roasted red pepper. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then from there, with each one of those, you can get one side. So fries, onion rings, or potato chips. So from each one of those, there's 3. That one didn't come off right. Sorry about that. Volume's up. Okay? And then do the same thing here. So you literally can come up with however many choices you need to see what your total number of outcomes is. This is what you're getting, is what is my total number of outcomes. So 3, 6, 9, 12, and then times 2, so that's 24 total outcomes. And then you can figure out, what you get and which one you want it, okay? So that's how you would do a tree diagram. So on the next one, I think this is the last one on the tree. So use a tree diagram, find the total number of possible outcomes of spinning one spinner with 6 sections and rolling a die which also has 6 sides. So I'd like you to kind of do that and see if you can make your own tree diagram. Now, moving on from there, you're now going to fill in a table and do probabilities based on a table, because we did trees. Now let's do a table. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to total each line and each column so that you get a total here. Now I've already done this one, so I'm going to put in 1056, and this one's 780, and all I did was add across, okay? I went ahead and totaled this, so 1836, and then this one is 35, this one is 75, this one is 456, and then this one is 1270. Again, and then when you total that one, it should equal the same thing. So now, probability that your student is a female. So we have 1,056 females out of this many students. So 1056 over 1836, okay? Male juniors, okay? So juniors, and they're male, for 40 out of 75. Female freshmen, okay? 730 out of 1270, okay? Freshman male, again, 540 out of 1270. And then how many seniors? Ooh, only 35 seniors out of 1,836 students. So you see your freshman class is huge and they keep getting smaller as you go down. Okay, not usual, but not something you want to do. Okay, so that's how you do a probability table. So let's do another example. Okay, now this one's lotion, so again you want to put some totals in. All right, and not too many more of these and then we're done actually. Okay, so this one is 88, 92, 93, 273. This one is 7, 9, 45, and 212. Again, that's 45. Okay, so lotion user, okay? That one's pretty easy, so it's going to be 88 out of 273. Number of lotion users out of 273. Now, formal user and very harmful. And means that we're going to do what? We're going to multiply. So you're going to take 92 out of 273 times 212 out of 273. When I did this on my calculator, it immediately went to decimal because the fraction was just too big. Because everything else I was able to force it to be a fraction. Okay. On the TIs, you would put them in parentheses, fraction divided by parentheses in a fraction in parentheses, and then hit math, enter, just a heads up. Now on 13, again, it's an and, so you're going to multiply. So I have 93 out of 273 times 45 out of 273, and that one's going to give me 465 out of 8281. Okay? And again, that one I was able to stay a fraction, so that's not a problem. Now I'm going to clear the screen because I'm going to run out of room, because 14, 15, and 16 there's not a lot of room to write here. But again, you can pause and go back and do whatever you need to do. Okay, so I'm just going to erase that because I don't want to actually erase my table. Alrighty, okay. So from here on number 14, now it's an or, so you want to add. So on 14, you're going to have 88 out of 273 plus 212 out of 273. And then what you're doing is, because it's never, what am I doing? Oh, 14? Yeah, because I'm doing lotion user and very harmful, there was overlap, so you need to subtract out that. So that's 55 over 273. And then your answer is going to be 245 over 273. Just a heads up, so you have that. 15 was actually pretty easy, 9 out of 273. And then 16 is going to work the same as 14. So on 16 you had 45 out of 273 plus 92 out of 273. And then you have to subtract the somewhat harmful and the former users, which is 13. And that's a minus. And so your answer is going to be 124 over 273. Okay? So there you go with that one. Now we just have a couple of more to do. These are much shorter. Again, please know that you can pause and go back or whatever you need to do. Okay, this one, the total's already there. So now you want to survey what percentage of people were 20 and older. Okay, because you have under 20, 20 and older, and then what kind of music they listen to. So this one, 45 over 120. If you don't reduce down, don't worry about it. Now, here's the probability that someone listened to both. 15 out of 120. Now, this is the given, and you'll see it actually written out with the symbol. But now you want to determine the probability that a person was under 20 here, given that they only listen to rap music. So instead of doing 120, you're going to do it out of 62 because they only wanted rap music. So that's 45 out of, let me hang on. Okay, hang on. I did this one, and so I just copied. Okay. So under 20, given that they only listen to rap music. So it should be out of 62. Okay. Just a heads up. Okay. Pretty simple to do. Okay, and then the last one, you're putting in your totals. So this one's 385, this one's 495, and this is 880. This one is 505, and this is 375. So you're multiplying, so 375 over 880 times 495 over 880 should get you an answer. Here you're going to do 495 over 880 plus 505 over 880 minus 95 over 880. You should be able to get them. I was able to get fractions on all of those. And then this is the such that. So here you're going to do 105 is the people that smoked out of the people who developed lung cancer. Okay, because you pick out the people who developed lung cancer. That's your bottom because it's written first. And then it's the 105. And guys, that is pretty much it. Okay, so hopefully you won't have too much trouble with this, and I will see you on the next video.